Hello, micronationalists. This is James Wilary from Georgetown, Prsanea, as usual. So, 2 days ago, I believe, yes, 2 days ago, was the second anniversary of the RRSA slash PRSR slash PPR, aka all the different entries that have been the same establishment for 2 years, hence our second anniversary. The Prsanea's People's Republic had a celebration planned, although it was kind of swamped by the death of bin Laden and a few other things, so nothing's happened. We're trying to get something together, but it may just not happen. In other news, my stick, which goes back to the PPR thing, discussion. Prsanea People's Republic, the stick has been with the entry since the Royal Reformed States of America. It's actually my scepter when I was king of the Royal Reformed States of America. Now it's just, I guess, the stick. There's not really any adjectives to go along with it, so it's just the stick. And actually, there's a small book on how to hold this thing. I'm actually doing it correctly now, but it's amazing when you're bored and have an entire republic to run how into things you can get about sticks. So, yes, I have no life. Thank you. Beyond that, the Prsanea People's Republic is going fine. I mean, we don't do that much inside of ourselves. These videos I make are probably the only Republic thing we ever do. And it's me, pretty much. So, we exist. We're doing fine, and yes. Oh, almost forgot, is the A1BC news broadcast about our anniversary. When they say it was the PRSR second anniversary, that's actually not correct because the PRSR was June of last year, so it hasn't been even a year of that. Which that means June of this year will be an first year anniversary of us reforming into a leftist slash communist state. Beyond that, we were actually celebrating kind of just the second anniversary of this general micro-national entry. So at most, it's really the second anniversary of the Royal Reformed States of America, but we just call it the second anniversary of the Prsanea People's Republic. Although we are a Republic of FRA1, but that's a different topic. So we prefer just to call it Prsanea's People's Republic. But the main point is also that the flag was quite interesting. Surprised to see that because that was the first edition of the PRSR flag, which beyond my previous point is kind of odd because for most of our history we used the second or third variation, but it's the nice looking one, it's just kind of a little hint to state the nice looking one we did use. We prefer not to use the bad looking one because it is bad looking. Yeah, it was first edition. It's kind of ugly. So I don't even know how the first one came about because the second one's the one on any page that we should have it. I thought we completely got rid of the first one. I don't even remember using it anywhere. So odd note to the broadcasting service that yeah, that's a slight error. You might want to make an annotation. Sorry for not telling you that, but I kind of forget every single fact at the time. I'm better at scrutinizing things than getting them to work. Yes, I'm a politician. I guess it's my job. So that's going well. The OAM. No, I'll get to the OAM. In the FRA1, nothing much. The elections are coming up. The Socialist parties. We started pretty high in standings, and we've gone downhill since parties are merging and going to coalition. So pretty much, we are the left wingers with two electorates going up against the right wingers with 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5, I think. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 5 to 6. So, to simplify it, I'll kind of go away from the quorum of this video so far, and for a quick statement, we're screwed. So, yeah, that's about it. Because people are not really interested in switching to SPA1 because everyone's pretty much a right-winger. So, it's kind of the United States situation, and we have no hope. We exist. At least we are not persecuted. So, I'll get back to another thing. William Sorgel Sandus. Where do I start? Anyway, reading things. Where do I start? Okay, I'll just go to the OAM report because that's the one I have the best kind of opinion on, or really the best standing to make an opinion on. Kind of the whole thing is, okay, I will sum up the whole point of mine. Micronations do not have sovereignty. If they had sovereignty, they would be micronations. I know Phil Fish, especially, and other people have said this quite a few times, made the point. I even saw the edit on the Australasia MicroWiki page where he himself edited to state the autonomous micronation, I believe, and stated that we were, not we, but whoever put it the way it was belittling their autonomy. And in one way, yes, we are belittling their autonomy. We will admit that point because they have no autonomy. They claim it. What it says now is claiming is fine, because that's what we're doing, we're claiming, but yeah, they have none. If they did, they'd be a macronation or an unrecognized state like Kosovo, which they don't. So they're a micronation. So I can't extend much more on that because that's about it. So the entire thing about the OAM violating sovereignty is more of a just don't mess with internal affairs. So when it's complaining about the political parties and everything, it's completely invalid because there is no sovereignty to, what's the correct term? Remove, but, violate. Yeah, that's it. There's no sovereignty to violate because there was none in the first place. And then the OAM giving its own sovereignty, well, fine, okay. I don't even know if it could get its own sovereignty because I'm not exactly sure what the legal standing of an organization having sovereignty would be, but fine, we want it that way. If we have 60 member nations and one doesn't like it, that's why you leave. In all honesty, I'm not gonna lie, that's why you do leave. So, yeah. Also, I have been highly irritated by some of these statements made by the state of Sandus, and the following stuff is purely opinionated. It's not on the basis of this republic because we cannot have our own foreign affairs. So this is personal opinions, which the whole thing on these reports has been. Especially Sandus seemingly attacking Zealandia quite often. Yes, they complain they're doing things that doesn't like. That's nice. Okay, that's fine. They can complain all they want. But what annoys me the most is that they publicly announce it and then almost enjoy it. I don't have a better term, but I almost don't know if I need one. Because, as I said when the editor, I forget its name, but it's the head of state, MicroWiki account edited and stated, this should be shown. Now, if Sandus is trying to show this and just putting on this public format, is attacking Zealandia and stating that this is not good, it sounds highly egotistic to me, because if you were absolutely trying to show something was going on, you'd post it on like a forum. Okay, fine, you hate forums. Fine. But you'd put it into something stating that we have noticed this. You wouldn't be attacking the state and then publishing it in such a public way as in, we are now the givers of all safe knowledge. So it's very annoying when Sandus conducts its relations in a public format and then attempts to appear as the giver of all savior information, of which I forget now what this even savior information was. I think it had something to do with Von Linden. I forget now because I'm so annoyed by the format of it, I actually don't care. which is kind of ironic, considering that's why they published it. So that's a note to the publisher. And also, Zealandia. I hold them in high regard because everyone, but it's not been bad recently. I'm not saying everyone, but at some point or other, everyone's attacked them somehow. So, it's like, leave them alone for a day. Let them do what they want to do. They are claiming sovereignty on their own land. They're not sovereignty, but they're claiming it. So let them have it. They're not doing anything that's harming anyone. Even if they harbor Hitler on a form does nothing, and it's not even Hitler. So my whole point is, it's not Hitler. It may be the equivalent in this community, but get rid of them. Just know when to stop. That's the key. Just know when you have exceeded the boundaries of what you should do. I can't spell it out in legal format because there is no, but just know when you have passed the extent of what you should be doing. That's kind of my whole message to Sandus is, know what you shouldn't do. I believe they crossed that line, and I just request that they double check how they wish to procure these documents, because I do find them offensive, because I do wish that Zealandia be a safe and healthy micronation, and this is, the best way I can almost say it is with the 60s thing, it's hurting the good vibes. So, don't hurt the good vibes. Know when to stop. The stick tells you to have a nice day. Thank you. The stick.